Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Ender Archives channel. My name is Ender, and welcome to the Let's Play series. This is the brand new series I've decided to start for this channel. In case if you're wondering, the first video that I uploaded a few months ago, which I do apologize for kind of disappearing after starting this channel, but that video took place in my single-player world, but I really wanted to make a world specifically for the channel that we play on and start in for the channel. And I don't know, I thought it'd be fun to start a Let's Play. I want to kind of just make this a more laid back and relaxed series. So it's like we'll play for a little bit and that's an episode, and then we'll play again for the next episode and so on. Uh, don't think I'm gonna make like huge plans. Be like, all right, we need to make this giant castle in this episode, and then this giant skyscraper for a city in the next episode. I think I just want to kind of take things pretty chill. Just you know, even if we just like make a Minecraft base, not necessarily have to like do builds like these huge builds right away. Uh, it's really interesting. It's like a floating island piece in a tree. I'm gonna leave that actually. Stick into here. But yeah. Uh, so I have been like watching a ton of beta content on YouTube, and it's just been getting me inspired, and I just wanted to start this series. And like I've been watching, like there's this one series that I saw that was called I forget who it's by, so I do apologize, but it was called like playing Minecraft like it's 2011 again. And it's like I don't think that series specifically had commentary, but it's like the thumbnails were just like screenshots from during the gameplay, and it was just them playing the game. It was like it felt like an old Let's Play, and despite there not being commentary, there was something oddly like simple and relaxing about it. And I kind of want to recreate that. I want to make a world that we can all just kind of chill and have like it just kind of grow and expand as we make more episodes. We don't need like these huge big plans. We could just take things as like if we were like obviously I've been playing this game for like who knows how long. I think since 2011. So around when these versions came out. But it's like play like I'm relearning the game again. Uh I do want to live near it's a mushroom in a tree. I do want to live near spawn. Which this terrain's actually pretty cool. I do want to get up to like higher ground because obviously there could be something that wows me 2 seconds later and I miss it. Like that. Uh, this is actually really cool, like how this like cliff face spawned. I am gonna attempt to get down this tree without hurting myself. Also start getting sheep. No, I don't have shears, but it'd be really cool to build over there. I want to check up here and over there. There is more sheep this way, so I'll go this way. But yeah, I've been really wanting to like be truly a part of the beta community. I really enjoy talking to people within the community and just watching people's videos that they make. It's honestly just such a like laid back and chill side of this game. It's a lot different than how modern feels. But yeah, this seat's pretty cool. We got some big mountains. I think the spawns can be super cool. I will admit, I did just record about 40 minutes in a different world. And no, I didn't like hit forget, forget to record. No, I didn't lose the file. No, I straight up just deleted the world because the I know there's a lot of water like here, but this is like a proper lake. The other world was just all water, and there's just these tiny islands everywhere. And then you finally get to like the mainland, like maybe 100 blocks away from spawn, and it was just all snow. And I decided to recreate the world because I was like, I want to re-roll for better terrain, and it seems like it happens. Got some pretty cool cliffs, and I was actually explaining in that other recording session I did, and I'll re-explain it now. I won't go on as long this time, but I was going on about how like I haven't been as inspired to build in modern terrain ever since like the cave update. I just like how unique and creative you can be with this old beta terrain, and just terrain in old Minecraft in general. Like, look how cool like some of these like mountains are. I do have enough for bed. I probably should make that. See, now here's the thing. Which area do I decide to build on? There's a ton of clay, and I'm gonna go collect all that. There's also a ton of dogs. I've been learning a lot more about beta. I did play these versions back then. Very short because it was on the old like family Dell laptop, so it didn't run that well. I mainly grew up playing like the Pocket Edition and Legacy console versions. But you know, I know my way around these older versions for the most part. But there's some mechanics I'm still learning. Like the I didn't realize how low the passive mob cap is. It's like within like 100-ish block radius, and it can only spawn like 10 passive mobs at a time, give or take. And even if you have them tamed, whoops actually add on to that total. So if you actually have a ton of whoops like at your base, it you have a really less likely chance of having animals. And I did notice that like I never had animals in my town on my single player world. It was probably because I had about a dozen dogs. And the reason for that is, so for anybody who's played beta, I forget if it was added in beta 1.8 or if it wasn't added till release 1.0, but you can't breed animals, you can't like make animal farms in this version. But you animals continuously respawn and despawn, which I guess is a good counter to how like modern is, where it's like you kind of kill everything in your area. It's going to be a struggle to find more animals close by. But yeah, it's like obviously hostile mobs aren't the most friendly, and animals just constantly despawn. So it's like I always thought having wolves in the world was nice because they're the only mob that really sticks around in this version. And I didn't realize it added to the passive mob cap. So like in my single player world, I just had like wolves in like I made a bunch of like stores. I think I'm gonna set up here. I'm gonna like, not to interrupt myself, I think I'm gonna just flatten out this land. And I could do something cool up there, or maybe just have it as like a cool backdrop to the house. I'm gonna make a little starter house. I also want to take this series as like a way to better my commentary. You'll notice I struggle with solo commentary, which then when I try to find things to say, I end up rambling on about the same thing for ages. So I want to be better at just like being able to actively talk about just multiple things without, you know, just keeping stuff going. Yeah. I think I'm gonna flatten. Do I want? I think I want it on this Y level. I honestly don't know how I'm gonna build the base. Do we just go for base? Do we go for actions? Maybe we'll do like actual building, like detailed buildings in their own areas. Might be kind of fun to just make that classic Minecraft base that you could just kind of keep expanding. I've always liked those. You know, I think we're gonna make like a modular home. And let's just get this set up. As Minecraft's kind of progressed and as I've kind of grown up, I've found it a little harder to record on Minecraft and just stay inspired. And just the way you build things and play the game has changed so much. It's just been a little trickier. And I made this channel because not only do I absolutely love this version of the game, but it also just allows you to be a little bit more relaxed and you can take things easier. You don't need to make these super detailed builds, and it's like, but yeah, I've been playing this game since 2011, which enticed me to make this channel in return because I wanted to have a way to kind of just play and show you guys the stuff I do. I'm primarily a builder. I mean, I've gotten so rusty at this game over the years, like in the sense of like building skills. And I'm hoping to like try to regrow that creativity I once had with like custom builds. Ooh, this place is dark. Mobs do have a weird reach distance, so I want to be careful about getting near these mobs. I do see 2 creepers. You know, this area is actually pretty cool with how it kind of just looks up like this. Could be like a pretty unique like mining area. Like have like a mining building back here. I don't know. Well, I think it'll be interesting to figure out. Let's get it lit up back here. Hi, cow. The sketchy thing about these areas is these these cliff areas are so cool, but man, in these old versions, they're like a mob spawner. They just create so many monsters underneath. It's like, you gotta be careful. Especially like the creepers. Creepers pathfinding. Super sketchy. Although, swords are pretty strong in beta, so you can deal with them pretty easy. I will say, probably the scariest mob to deal with is probably like skeletons, just because there's no sprinting. Do we want to do cobble, or do we want to do smooth stone? Smooth stone's just gonna cost so much more. What do I want to do? It'd probably be better to invest in the smooth stone. I probably should have kept my little cave, huh? Alright, down we go again. So if you're wondering why, if you don't play beta and you're wondering why I'm like digging down here to sleep, in beta there is a mechanic called like, I don't know if what the proper term is, but there's basically like a nightmare system where if your bed doesn't meet the correct requirements, you're gonna get woken up by a mob. And it's either skeleton or zombie. I think those are the only 2 that can really spawn on you. But yeah, it it basically just wakes you up, and it's weird because it's like you need the proper lighting, but it also runs off of a 2 block radius. So say if I had, like, this is the wall. Say if I had my bed like this, and it's dark out here. Even if it's light, sometimes it still spawns mob. So having a bed against a wall is kind of sketchy usually. So what I'll do is I'll usually like use like logs or something. I'll just make like a headboard, like quote unquote like a headboard for the bed, and that usually does the trick to create enough space. We were able to get that much of the wall done. But we will do that. Collect cobble without like ruining this area, because I think it'd be cool to make it like a. It's not necessarily underground, but I'll just say it for the sake of I can't think of a different word, but like an underground like mining guild. Like have like little stacks of like, it'd probably be. I don't want to go through the pain of using pistons to get ores up here, so I'll probably just use like iron ore or something. But we could put like logs here too. I know wood doesn't necessarily make sense in the sense of like mining, but I mean you need wood to make torches, so it could make sense. And if we incorporate wood into a mine shaft, it could also play into like that story. I think having things like you can have functional stuff in your world, and obviously it's a little harder to do that in beta, but I think having functional stuff but also storytelling stuff in your world is really nice. Just being able to say like, oh yeah, like this, like if let me just give like a random example. I built this factory, uh, and then the supplies that the factory would make are all stored over here, and you can have like a storage thing, not necessarily like a chest storage room, but like there's just like a like physical like stack of stuff on the ground. I think I'm gonna use sandstone for this entryway. Also, I need to quickly. I'm just gonna use planks. I promise. Also, I didn't finish that window. I'm gonna get started on my mobs. I really don't want mobs walking around. I'm gonna take damage, aren't I? Nope. Not letting that happen. Alright, we're gonna just block that up, go bing bam, and sleep. Hopefully no mobs get me. I am in the middle. I should be safe. Nobody wake me up. Cool. I'm surprised that didn't affect me at the open window. Yeah. Sorry. Nighttime panic over. The... Ah, that looks ugly with just planks going over the top. I promise I'll make the roof a little better as we expand the base and as I get more materials. I see. You're not slick. Where did you come from? He probably spawned in a dark pocket with the amount of darkness I let happen. Maybe we'll move the torches to the logs like this. I really don't like how the planks look, but I gotta keep telling myself I'm gonna edit the house later on. It's just temporary thing. This first episode is gonna be a tad bit longer than the other episodes I'm planning, or at least I'm gonna try. Obviously it's gonna be a couple minutes shorter, probably. Than what I actually have recorded currently, just because of cuts and stuff. But I'm looking at my recording software right now, and about to hit 37 minutes. I'm gonna try to keep these episodes around. It doesn't have to be on the dot, but I'm gonna try to keep it around the 20-minute mark. That way it can kind of stay consistent. Doesn't mean I'm gonna stay consistent to that. It might be like, all right, here's a 30-minute episode, yada yada. Here's a 15-minute episode. It just depends what we're doing. But I wanted this first episode to kind of drag out a little longer, just so we can kind of get set up, kind of get our bearings in the world. How many do we need? Oh, I only need 3. Whoops. But yeah, it's only longer because of that, and just getting our starting materials. We do need to get a little organized. I think I'm gonna get a few more resources. Let's. That's gonna annoy me. Simple fix. Well, we can keep our first wooden pickaxe, actually. I did see a cool beta world that this person made a museum and actually had historical items, like they have their first iron armor set, etc. I think that could be cool. Oh, right, there's water. I was like, who's splashing? Keep the torch on me. I do need another shovel. Gosh. These tools don't last a long time. Let's gather a little bit more wood. I want to put a little sign on the outside of the house. It might move throughout time as we kind of tweak the house. But I want to put a little sign saying home. I don't know what the home is going to be called. I can edit the sign. Maybe someone in the comments, if anybody's watching, can help me decide on a name for this home. Like I said, it's not going to stay this size. It's going to expand, get taller. It's just, we got to have a start somewhere. Here's our little box, our ugly slabbed over. Okay, this is bothering me so much, I'm actually going to waste wood to do this. At least that looks a little better. Yeah, I'm going to put a little sign saying home. You guys can help me make up a name for the home, and I am also going to put, which I need more planks, I'm also going to put the date today of the time of me recording, not the time of me uploading this, which, look at the clock, it's going to be the next day. I'm recording this quite late. What should we call this? What can we call this? We'll just call it home base. Established July 11th. I can't put that all. 2025. Okay, we'll do that. And we'll. Oh, you can't backspace in these. Oh, this is. Okay, let's do that. There we go. It is July 11th as the time of me recording this. Home base established July 11th. So, like me talking about like a museum and just kind of like historical things. I think having like signs as well, just dating stuff, is also extremely useful in the sense of you kind of get to keep track, and you have like these little like time capsules throughout your world. Also, not to distract myself, but I saw this pretty cool hill. These mountain ranges are actually pretty sick. It's really crowded, but hey, it gets the job done. I don't need a torch there. We'll be fine. Home sweet home, right? Do I have extra wool? No, I am gonna kill the sheep. Maybe we can get a little painting up too. All right, we'll make a painting, and then that'll be episode 1. The dragging mod in this version like doubles up so easily. All right, we got our painting. Where do we want it? Okay. I'm gonna place it on this back wall, even though this is most likely gonna become an extended hallway. I'll remember. No, not that one. I'll remember what painting it is. Maybe I'll do like a simple like. I've always been kind of fond of the sunset painting. We'll probably do an expansion on the house and just kind of tidy up this area. I think flattening out some. We're not going to make it like a super flat world, but flatten out this area just so we can walk around the house a little easier. And then get the mine going, which maybe not decoration wise, but I'm probably going to start the like actual like mine itself off camera just so I can get some resources. But we could also do a mining episode. But yeah, that'll be it for episode 1. I'll see you guys in episode 2.